This is my somewhat sad looking 1973 Honda CL100 Scrambler, and I wasn't going to make a video of the fork replacement, which the seals are really bad because I'm not very good at that, but I noticed on YouTube there just aren't any videos of the seal replacement for this motorcycle, so okay. And this one's a little different. Let me show you what's up with the forks. This is the ratty front suspension here. You see obviously this boot is all cracked, but rather than have a spring internal, I don't know, maybe there's another one in there too, I don't know. It has this external spring on here. So just because that's a little different than all the other ones that they have videos of, I'm going to make a video. I was absolutely thrilled to find this shop manual that I could download onto my tablet. This, kids, was how we used to figure things out before there was an internet. We had these shop manuals, and they just are marvelously simple for the fork replacement. Let's see, page 11. Here's all that says about that, and you can take a look at the instructions for that. I remember once on my BMW 2002, the manual for whatever, I forget what it was I was supposed to replace. Step one was remove engine. That was it. Anyways, this will get me started. It seems pretty straightforward, and most importantly, it gives the capacities of the fork oil here, so we know how much fork oil to put in it once we get it apart. So again, I haven't done any work on the front suspension of this motorcycles, but it shouldn't be too tough. I'm going to start by removing the front wheel. I don't think I'm going to video much because there isn't that much to it. You take off the brake cable, the speedometer. Is there a cotter pin in it? You're going to take the wheel off, and then that will let you, and we're going to take off each fork, each tube here, and let's see, it should be clamped on here, and we'll take that off. It must go inside of this here, so that should slide out. Pull this out, drain the fluid out. There's probably a clamp, a C-clamp in there. We'll take that out, and we'll pull it apart, clean it up, fill it back up. Let's see if it goes that way. Okay, so I just have loosened up the handlebars so I can bend this back a bit in order to get socket on there. So I got those bolts out that seem to be holding this in, but it doesn't exactly want to just fall out. It's been, sitting there for 46 years, so I can understand that. I'm not even sure what to pull on here, but let's see if I can get this out. I wonder if I put this back in, if I can pound it down a little bit. I'm going to try that. Okay, I think this is working. I put this in pretty much all the way, and I'm just hitting it gently on top. And it seems to me that this is starting to break loose. So I think that it's free from where it was stuck, but still getting some resistance here. I feel like I can get a little leverage on it. Ooh. Well, it's got some symmetry to it that I kind of like, but I also think that I could screw things up badly too. But this axle bolt, which I took out of the front wheel, actually fits perfectly in there. And let's see if I just gently use it. Man, it's coming. but slowly. Oh, for God's sakes. Come on now. Okay. Well, so unfortunately, I did screw up the threads on here, and the bolt will no longer go in there. So that's unfortunate, but I did get a tap, and it's what is it, M10 1.25, and I should be able to clean those threads up. I already did it on the other one, and it's fine. But obviously, you need to find a different method to get these out, and I'm not sure what that is. So if you have an idea, it'd be great to post it. So I'm going to fix these threads up and then keep going. Alright, well, I guess the next step is to get whatever nasty ancient fluid is in here out of here. Let's take out this drain plug. And, ugh, look at that. You see that stuff? It looks like, ugh, it's like milk. Yuck. Alright, so let's get all that out of there. So it looks like this is held together with this somehow. Oh, that's plastic. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I mentioned I have no idea how to do this, right? Okay. Got the boot off. Now, what we got underneath here? This is the nastiness under here. Well, I think this thing will just slide off. Seemed like it would at any rate. Nope. Okay, well, desperate times, desperate measures, blah, blah, blah. I can't, although I was able to pull this sleeve off, and you can see just how horrible that is underneath there and why it wouldn't come off. I still can't get these two apart. Okay, you get that clip out like that. Now, what I'm going to do, because I got to get this apart, and you could use a seal puller if you could get in there, but I can't because this thing won't come apart. So what I'm going to do is fill it up. I've got the this drain plug back in. I fill up with water all the way to the top. Put the plug back on and then squish it, and it should pop that seal off. It can't compress, so hopefully it will push this seal out. There we go. Easy as that. Did you see that? So now that seal is out. So let's see what we got in here. This is mostly just water that's going to come out. Alright. There's the tube. And this is what we got in there. Huh. Wow, that is just scored to heck in there. I don't really know what I'm seeing here. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna clean it up best I can. So this is really an issue, and I don't know if I can salvage this, because this part here, which is really just appears to be rusted and just much bigger than the area surrounded. I got to get that smooth enough that I can get this seal off, and of course get the seal back on again without it dinging up the inner ring so that it still seals. And I just kind of doubt that's possible. I don't know if this is rust from something else that's just attached itself here and that I can clean it off, or if this is the stainless steel part itself that is just oxidized. I think it's the latter. I'm going to just get my grinder out and sort of attack that gently and see if I can clean it up, but I'm kind of doubting it.
I was somewhat surprised to learn that these are not very readily available. I thought they'd be cheap to replace, but they're not, and the ones that are on eBay look kind of the same. Since this is part that's under the spring and actually under that plastic part, it doesn't really matter, except that I got to be able to get this seal up over that area. So I'm going to try a little bit more aggressive means to get this polished down a bit. So I'm going to take it to here and see if I can take off some of that rust. That seems to work pretty well. I got this cleaned out really well. I steel wooled around the edges just to get that totally clean. We got this thing's clean. I actually had to use my rifle barrel cleaner to try to get some of that gunk out from inside. It worked fairly well. Now what I need to do is put the seal back in here. So we're going to put the seal, and there's a spring on this one and a sort of beveled edge. The beveled edge goes down. Put that on here. And I'm going to be careful going over this area that I sanded down. It's going to go down here. So it's going to go in here. It's got to push down a little bit more. I'm going to use the old one on top of there. And now you have to try to pound it down, not very far. It's about 2 millimeters worth. And I had hoped to find a pipe that would fit over the top. You know, if you could have a pipe that just barely fit over this, and then you could pound it down. What I found was the Yakima bike rack thing fits down just exactly over that. And what I'm going to do is just use my soft hammer to just pound gently around and get this down. Okay, well, so that was pretty easy. Just pound that down. Now I'm going to put, I got to clean this up a little bit, but I'm going to put my circle clip back on. Alright, just make sure that it's seated into the groove. Actually, before we put the fork oil in it, we got to get these back into the legs on the motorcycle, because you kind of have to push it up, and if you have it full of fork oil, you can't have this bolt on the top. When you push it up, this will squish down and all your fork oil will shoot out. So I'm going to leave it empty for right now and put some grease on this. And it's kind of tough. I'm having a hard time getting it up those forks. You'll see here in a second. I'll make sure that's straight.
Alright, so I have a syringe. This 100 or 125 CL125, it says it takes between 120 milliliters or cc's and 140. I'm going to stick 140, so that's a couple of these syringes plus a little bit more, and just squirt it down this tube. I have the tube extended out so that it will accept its maximum volume. And then I'm not sure about this, but I put the bolt back in before squishing out the air that's in there. I may or may not be right. I'm not sure. You can let me know if you know. Oh, yay, that looks a little better. Okay, and it seems to work just fine. Unfortunately, I lost the little barrel that's in here. I'm sure it's in my workshop someplace, but I can't see right now because it's dark, so I can't really take it for a drive, but that looks nice. Ordered a new off-road tire for the front. I gotta get this tank and these side covers painted up, make it look nice. So anyways, there you go. Oh, one thing I want to make sure you use the fork with the lug on it, because that goes in this wheel right here too. So that one goes on, make sure it goes on the left side. Good luck.